Man, the Switch is so great. You have all Nintendo's best titles on one system, and you can take it anywhere. I mean, who could ask for a better console? I bought a 14-year-old console in 2020. I'm sure you're wondering why I bought a 14-year-old console in 2020. Well, that's because I am a firm believer that the Wii is the best console ever made by any company ever. And I may be biased considering the Wii was my first console, but there's so much proof that the Wii paved the way for practically every type of console we have today. And don't forget the masterpieces of games that were made for the Wii that, again, paved the way for so much more than I think Nintendo originally bargained for. I mean, it was an introduction to a lot of stuff. You had motion controls, avatars, sensor tracking, GameCube compatibility, the Wii Virtual Console that gave you the ability to play games like Super Mario 64 or the original Donkey Kong arcade game. You had the Wii Fit Pad, the crossbow extension, you had Mario Kart wheels, and who could forget the nunchuck? You know, that little extension that even had motion support inside of it? All of this was, to an extent, first implemented in the Wii, which is insane considering how little processing power the Wii actually has. I had quite a few Wii games growing up, some great, some not so great, but there's one in particular that, as Video Game Donkey likes to say, one of the big boys, Super Mario Galaxy. This game is just so good, and the second one even better, but I love the first one just a tiny bit more than the second one, and here's why. Super Mario Galaxy was the first interaction I had with the Wii, and actually it was the first Mario game I ever got to play. Walmart used to have a little stand in the garden center with a TV hooked up to a Wii, and I remember distinctly walking by and seeing a mustachioed man in a familiar red getup standing next to a giant golden star. So my parents let me stay and play while they went and did their shopping. I remember I wasn't even in one of the galaxies, I was in the Comet Observatory, and that alone hooked me. The colors, the spin move, the amount of galaxies and variety, all this had my 6-year-old self foaming at the mouth. Luckily, the game came out in November of 2007, right before Christmas. I see you, Nintendo. So I asked for a Wii in Super Mario Galaxy, and lo and behold, I got it. The original Wii I had is unfortunately lost to time, otherwise I would do some digging to see how much I actually played of any game. If I had to guess though, a solid 50 hours on Galaxy 1 alone. And as far as my original copy of Galaxy... However, last year, when we had some bad snow where I live and I got trapped at my friend's house, I got to replay Mario Galaxy on an emulator on his computer. And while I did have a blast playing it again after years of not touching it, being without the motion controls it just didn't feel right. So here we are in 2020, all stuck inside of our houses due to quarantine, so I figured, why not buy a Wii and play the hell out of it?